Hello friends, my name is MS Akhter. If you are unemployed and if you want to start a career, there is a one field which is in health, safety and environment where you can start your career. If you have a basic qualification, some qualification again you will take. So in this video I am going to discuss about how you are going to starting your career as an HSE officer, especially in hydrocarbon industry. So this made a comprehensive guide for launching health and safety environmental career in one of the most challenging yet rewarding industry. As I have told earlier also, in all the construction site, every 50 people one HSE officer is required, and thereafter there are HSE engineer, HSE manager also required. But I am in this video I am going to discuss about the how you can start and what is requirement to start your career as an HSE officer, especially in hydrocarbon industry. So first of all, you have to keep in mind why I have to become a chief safety officer, because you should have certain passion. Then only you can succeed. Whatever you are doing, you should have some work passion. So the you have to ask why I want to become a HSE officer. Why not do something else? So you should have in your mind that you want to protect lives on the daily basis, create safe workplace in the high risk area environment where the expertise directly prevent injuries and safety. Because if you have the intention, if you have the pension, you can grow in your career. So what you will not make it something very simple and just irritating. So you will have the passion. Growing industry demand. There is a very high demand in this field as in the HSE profession. Oil, gas, and hydrocarbon industry construction sectors show increasing demand for qualified HSE professionals worldwide. In India, in Middle East, everywhere. So environmental guardians play a critical role in protecting both workers and the environment from industrial hazards and contamination. So you have to keep in mind these are the, because this question may be asked also in an interview that I am going to discuss. The hydrocarbon industry officer career, stability, competitive salary, and the satisfaction of making a tangible difference in workplace safety standards. So okay, that's okay. You have to learn a lot of things that I will. If you watch my video, then you can uh, learn many things. Why, how you can become a successful. I am making a career on the first when you are entering, what things you are facing and how to overcome those things. So try to understand the hydrocarbon construction site, which is very complex and high hazard environment. Any construction site of especially of the hydrocarbon construction industry, there are three major things. There are plenty, but flammable gases and vapors are there. Then constant presence of combustible hydrocarbon requiring continuous monitoring. Second is heavy industrial machinery, because lot of heavy vessels, pipe racks and other things are also cranes, excavators, and specialist equipment creating crush and strike hazard. There are the third major high risk hazard is confined space. Working as height is, there are plenty which I will discuss in some other field, but three major things. Working at height is one of the things also. But these are the three things: confined space, for example, tanks, vessels, pipeline requiring special entry procedures and rescue plans. So these are the high risk, especially related to the hydrocarbon industry. So what is, you have to understand what is the core responsibility of an HSC officer. So policy development and implementation, if somebody else has developed, you have to understand. Once you understand, then only you can implement it. That means that what are the procedures, manual standards are fixed. Create comprehensive safety policy tailored to a specific site hazard and ensure consistent applicable across all operations. There are, don't get confused about the policy of one page. Policy means all the standards and procedure. Risk assessment leadership you should have. You how to engage the people in the risk assessment, how to do the risk assessment, that also you have to understand. Conduct through hazard identification and risk assessment, including job safety analysis and job hazard analysis. That there are two different things that also you will come to know in the some other video. I am making it very short. In the 10 slides I have to finish. Training and education, how to train the people, deliver safety induction for new workers, conduct regular toolbox talks, and provide a specialist training. Because of the as a safety officer, you should have a communicate high degree of communication skill, how to communicate, because this is the core job. Apart from all the technical know-how and other things, you should have the knowledge of communicating, giving trainings, how a one-to-one communication in the group, also toolbox talk in the weekly HSE meeting, if you are taking, how you are communicating, how you are convincing people to follow certain things, to do the job in a certain way. Okay, so incident investigation is your responsibility. Investigate all incident thoroughly, identify root causes, and implement corrective actions to prevent recurrence. Okay, so essential safety concept to master, that whenever you see identify a hazard, there is a certain hierarchy of risk mitigation process. First, you have to try to see that whether the hazard can be eliminated, risk can be brought to null if you eliminate the hazard. If hazard is not there, whether you can substitute with certain things to reduce the risk rating. Engineering control, what are the engineering controls? Implement physical safeguard like ventilation system. For example, if you are working in a vessel, you can reduce the with the engineering of the putting the exhaust and making the environment friendly environment at 21 degrees centigrade to up to 19 to 21 is the oxygen level. Another uh, with the forced ventilation or the exhaust ventilation. Administrative control, establish procedure, training, and work practices to reduce exposure. Personal protective equipment. These are the you have to remember. This is the we used to call it 8 PD, but here I am reduced it to only 5. So personal protective equipment, let line defense, the residual risk level can be mitigated by the use of personal protect. Always it is the last resort. So key hydrocarbon hazard explained as a deadly colorless gas, which is the hydrocarbon H2S, with a characteristic rotten egg smell. Even brief exposure at high concentration can be fatal. And every hydrocarbon construction industry is the hydrogen sulfide is the major concern, major hazard, and major can, if you unable to control it, it can kill people. Require a specialized breathing apparatus, continuous atmosphere monitoring mandatory, evacuation alarm must be tested regularly. Lower LEL, it is the full form of lower explosive limit. Minimum gas concentration required for ignition in air. Critical safety threshold requiring constant monitoring. That means oh, combination lower explosive limit. What is the higher explosive limit? So you have to remember the lower explosive limit. You have to keep it below that. That means if it is typically 1 to 10% for most hydrocarbon industry, if it is you keep it below 10, say 5, 4, 5, if it is okay, it is okay. Must maintain level well below LEL. Anything, if any explosives are there, you have to keep it below the explosive limit. You understand? Lower explosive limit and higher explosive limit in a nutshell. For example, oxygen is 95%. Yeah, air is 95%, and the this only 5%. Then it is okay. This is a lower explosive limit, and higher is something else. So practical safety tools when you are working as a interning in the HSE, as working as a safety officer, you have to understand what is the job safety analysis, how to systematic step by step examination of each task, breaking the task into, and every task you have to identify what are the hazard and each step, what are the control measures, mitigation process, whether the risk level is below the as low as reasonably practicable. Okay. systematic step-by-step examination of each task to identify potential hazards and establish control measures before beginning the task. Permit to work system you have to know, formal written authorization system. That definition also you have to remember because this is part of most of the interviews. What is permit to work system? It is a formal written authorization system ensuring high risk activity are properly planned, authorized, and monitored by competent personnel. So emergency response procedure or plan, comprehensive procedure covering evacuation routes, communication protocol, and coordination with local emergency services. How you have to plan it in case of emergency if controls are failed, how you are going to recover from that, and how can minimize the any damages. So these tools form the foundation of effective safety management requiring regular reviews and update to maintain. There are plenty, but I am just reducing it to minimum so that you can remember because it's a vast subject. So common interview question if you are facing, there are I will prepare a video and I have if you visit my HSE Career Edge website, you have the downloadable for 40-50 questions are there. That also you can review, you can read it, and you can understand what questions people in the interview they are asking. So I've given some samples. How do you conduct hazard assessment on site? So the interviewer will ask. So you have to answer. I systematically walk the site, engage with workers, review previous incident, and use tools like JSA worksheet. I document finding, assess risk level using company metrics. Just I am not. I never ask any of my students to memorize this answer. Just keep in mind and understand and speak with authority, with confidence. Then only you will pass. If you are rattumal, if you are just you memorize and blah blah blah. If somebody has some else question is asked, then you will get confused. Describe handling resistance to safety rules. If you have certain rules, people will resist. How you are going to handle it? So your answer should be I focus on like this you have to answer. I focus on understanding concern, explaining why behind rules, why it is. So if people, you have to convince people. That's why I have told you should have the communication skill and involving workers in developing practical solution, building trust through consistent communication and demonstrating genuine care for their well-being. Typically overcome resistance. You have to convince people anyone will ask why I should listen to you. If nothing, what is in for me in this? Okay, what steps when an H2S alarm sounds? That's the typical question that people we used to ask in a high, especially for the HSE officer coming for the interview for a hydrocarbon construction industry. Immediately evacuate to upwind assembly points, account for all head count for all the personnel, contact emergency response team and prevent re-entry until atmosphere testing confirmed safe condition, communication and swift action save lives. Swift action save life. So these like this you have to answer for all the questions. I have prepared, as I have told you, can go and download. It is free of cost, you can download it. Use the star method. Situation star method, you remember star method. Situation, whenever you are answering, you have to give a practical situation, task, action, result. So you have to remember to structure response with a specific measurable example that demonstrate your competence and impact. Remember. So preparing for a job interview, professional excellence. So you should have stay current with industry knowledge. So you have to stay current. You always have to update. For example, I have prepared a slide where how the AI going to impact the can predict the any accident that you can see later on in the many of the preparing videos where which you if you watch you it will help you in your career. So stay current with the first is, if you are in this field, HSE career or any field, stay current with industry knowledge, attend professional seminars, subscribe to safety publication, and join bodies like IOSH and ASSE for networking and learning opportunity. Develop communication skill. As I told, safety culture thrives on clear, respectful dialogue, practical practice explaining complex concepts simple, and demonstrate active training, listening skills, prepare compelling example. Always give an example whenever you are answering. You have to give an example so that the employer know that okay, you have the ground knowledge and you can implement it what you are saying. No theoretical knowledge. That's why I am telling always, you are taking some qualification from certain institute, but that all not going to help you. That is only a paper sheet. If you go at site, you should have some. You have to learn from someone who has worked at site, and that those people are teaching actually. Prepare compelling examples. Develop a repertoire of specific solution showcasing your problem solving at ability, leadership, and positive safety outcome. Okay. So for next steps, launching your HSE career, obtain professional certification. Okay. Pursue recognized qualifications such as NABOSH diploma. It is not possible. So NABOSH International General Certificate or IOSH certification or industry based a specific credential that demonstrate your commitment to professional excellence. If you are working in the Middle East, you should must have the NABOSH International General Certificate, even whatever diploma you have in India. So gain practical experience, seek internship, volunteer to for safety commitment, or arrange sites visit to build real world understanding of hydrocarbons operation and safety challenges. Build professional networking through the maybe LinkedIn you can join or anywhere. I also have one Facebook one page where the HSE professionals can get and interact, and you can join my my own mentorship program so that you can learn, and whenever you have difficulty you can contact me to sort it out. When you are facing an interview, before this I can guide you how to get it, and before that I'm launching a course of for 3 months to get it prepared, ready for to go in the job market, especially in the Middle East or in India also. Build professional networking, embrace lifelong learning, always keep on commit to staying current with evolving regulations, emerging technologies. Always remember, it's a legal. You have to remember always. You should be update when if you are going in Saudi. You should know the what is the Saudi law requirement. If you are working with Aramco, you should know all the Saudi Aramco construction safety manual or all the general instructions. Then only you can succeed. If you are not aware, I am going to launch a special series or course on the Saudi Aramco standards only. Okay. So your journey as a HSE officer begins with preparation, commitment, and an unwavering dedication to protect lives and the environment. So if you like my video, you like it, give your comments how you feel it, and always I request all of you to please subscribe my channel so that I can keep on. You can get immediate notification whenever I launching, which is very valuable for your career. Thank you for watching, and again tell please subscribe my channel. Thank you.